Hey everyone, Alex here from Mustbe. If you've ever tried to get furniture from 3ds Max into Revit, you know how painful that is. Let's fix that. We need to transfer geometry from 3ds Max to Revit, and for that we've built our own tool. Let me add it to the toolbar. Go to Customize. Customize User Interface, find the Mustbe Tools tab under Toolbars, and select 3ds Max to Revit. And I'll drag the button onto the toolbar. When you launch the plugin, you get a few options. First, you can set the output file name. Second, you choose the export format, DXF or OBJ. Third, there are several export modes. By default, all selected objects are merged into a single file. For example, if I select this group, it contains separate objects, a cushion, legs, and a seat. All of them will be exported into a single file. With split by bounding box, each object is saved to a separate file, as long as their bounding boxes don't overlap. I'll create a couple of spheres as an example. Let me draw the bounding boxes now. If I wrap them around these spheres, you can see that their bounding boxes don't overlap. So with this option enabled, each one will be exported as a separate file. Now if I move them closer together and draw the bounding boxes again. If objects are positioned so that they don't intersect each other, but their bounding boxes do, they'll be merged into one file. That's exactly why Groups as Furniture is the most convenient mode for batch export. This mode saves each group to a separate DXF file using the group name as the file name. So I name the table group Table, the chair group Chair, and everything gets exported to properly named files automatically. Any objects not belonging to a group are merged into a single file. You set a separate name for those. I'll call it Others. Select the objects for export. Choose the destination folder and hit Export. In Revit, materials are imported by layer. Each layer from 3ds Max becomes a separate material in Revit. Since layer names in the scene are often meaningless, the plugin lets you rename them before exporting. Select the objects on each layer, check their material in the render, and give the layer a matching name. For example, cushions, pillow seat, fabric_gray, legs, wood. Once all names are set, hit Export. 2 files exported successfully. Here's what the script did. Moved all objects to the world origin so they have a zero insertion point in Revit. Applied polygon reduction. No mesh exceeds 32,000 polygons, which is the DXF format limit. Split the geometry by material and assigned each material to its own named layer. Exported each group to a separate DXF file named after the group. To undo all the changes in the scene, just hit Ctrl+Z a few times and everything goes back. Now we open Revit, where we have a family template ready with 3 instance parameters: length, width, and height. Launch the DXF Batch tool from the Mustbe tab. Set the folder with the DXF files to import and the folder where the families will be saved. Select the parameters that drive the bounding dimensions. If you need a plan symbol, check that option and run the script. Revit asks what to do with the temporarily hidden elements, dimensions, reference planes, and so on. Choose Leave the view in its current state so the temporary hide stays active and only the clean geometry gets exported. All families are created. In the floor plan at coarse detail level, you get the plan symbol. At fine, you get the full 3D geometry. Materials aren't assigned yet in the family. It's easier to do that at the project level through object styles. Create a new project. Load family. Place instances on the floor plan. At fine detail level, you see the full geometry. At coarse, the plan symbol. Assign materials through Manage, Object Styles, Imported Objects. Find the layers that match the material names from 3ds Max and assign Revit materials. Wood for legs and tabletops. Fabric for cushions and seats. And there you go, properly rendered models with materials. Families display correctly with plan symbols and full 3D geometry at the right detail levels. The whole process takes a few minutes. Compare that to building family geometry by hand in the family editor and you'll see the difference yourself. That's it. Subscribe if you want more tools like this. New video drops when this one hits 10 likes. See you there.